free at home. Now this is what you call Pullissery, and it's normally made with seasonal fruits, mango being the most favorite. Now different parts of Kerala have different variations to it, but they are mainly based on the same ingredients. It's a coconut and yogurt based curry, so it's sweet, it's sour, so it has a bit of a sweet hint and tangy effect. And today, guess what? We got ourselves some mangosteens, and we thought instead of a mango Pullissery, we're going to do a Pullissery with mangosteens, because as you know, mangosteens are sweet and yet they are sour, and it's a perfect combination for this curry. So stay tuned for the next part. So now the first thing that we have to do would be to make our coconut paste. Now that's the most important part of this whole process of a Pullissery. Now take half a cup of coconut, half an onion. Now we'll put in about a teaspoon of turmeric, half teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic that is already minced, a little bit of ginger that is already juliened, as you can see, about 3 to 4 chillies. You can use, we're using here the bird's eye chili, tablespoons of coconut oil, then we use about a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Coconut oil, it already emits a very fragrant smell. Half a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds, and half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. And we'll give that a nice swirl around. 3 tablespoons of shallots, we'll add in some garlic, about 2 teaspoons of garlic, and we'll add in about a teaspoon of ginger that is already minced, as you can see. Now certain recipes do not use any shallots, certain recipes do not use any garlic except for ginger. So this is our version of it. Half a teaspoon of turmeric into our grinding paste. So we'll just add another half teaspoon here of turmeric, and then we'll take about half a teaspoon of chili powder. We are using Kashmiri chili powder here, and we'll give that a nice. Now at this juncture, we'll probably use about a quarter of a cup of water. Then this is our coconut paste that has already been ground. Now we'll take that and we'll put that in. Swirl, and as you can see, the color of the turmeric is coming out. Now you can at this point add a little bit more water if you want it to be a little bit looser. As you can see, it's quite a thick curry. Now we added a little bit more of water to it, and then we cooked it a little bit more and let it boil so that the raw flavor and the raw smell of the coconut will disappear from it. Now we can actually smell that it's coming together already, and the rawness of the coconut is actually disappearing. These are our mangosteens. They're small mangosteens, so we're going to add about 10 pieces of the mangosteens. We don't want to smash it, So we'll just very gently move it around. Now this is the important part of the whole process of the pullissery. Once it's already coming together, just cook it a little bit more for all of it, the flavors to come together, for the sweet and sour from the mangosteen to be emitted into the gravy. As you can see now, it's fully immersed and it's fully immersed in the gravy. Got these lovely cherry tomatoes, as you can see, the orange and the red cherry tomatoes, and if you want a little bit more of tartness to it, and it's, look at the beautiful color of the orange, the red. Now at this point, we can take it off the fire for us to put the yogurt. Now we've got about a cup of yogurt. Here we are using full-fat Greek yogurt. So can you see the consistency? It's nice and thick over here. So we're going to pour this 1 cup of yogurt into the mixture. Take it off the fire so that your yogurt doesn't split. And give it a nice swirl gently so that the mangosteens don't break up. Thick yogurt is already coming together in terms of consistency and in terms of color. Now this is what we're aiming for. Now we don't want the yogurt to split, so the fire is still off. That's popping out in red. We're going to put this, our seasoning of pepper and salt. Now you might be wondering why we didn't do that in the first place. Well, because it's a pullissery and we're using mangosteens, and so there's an element of sweetness and sour, and we wanted to balance that with the curd, and we wanted to see finally how it all tasted, and then to put in our seasoning. So here we're going to put in about half teaspoon of salt. If it's not enough, you can always add in later. That's no problem with that. And what's Indian cooking without a pinch of pepper? Now take a generous amount of pepper depending on how spicy you want the dish to be or not. There's no problem, you can always omit it if you like. Now a lot of recipes call for a slight jaggery powder, so a slight sweetness to it. Now if you have anything, any jaggery at home, you can use it. If you don't, you can omit it. If you don't want any sugar in it, you don't have to use. So here we're just using just a little bit, just to balance acidity and sweetness and sour. So we're just using, as you can see, very little of jaggery just to balance all the flavors. At this point, what you want to do is then take this out of the fire and put it at one side, and then we'll start the tempering process. Now the tempering process is it's a very important conclusion of this whole thing, because that's when you render the last flavor and the last punch into this. Okay, so let's get into the tempering process. Now the most important step and the final step in this pullissery, as for all Indian cuisines, is to temper your food. Now here we're using coconut oil, but you're free to use ghee if you'd like to. Now ghee is of course been cited now to say that it's beneficial, but for our purposes here we only use coconut. We'll put in a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Then we'll put in about half teaspoon of cumin. Here we're going to put some dry red chilli. Curry leaf will render more taste to it, and we'll give it a nice swirl. And as you can see, when it splutters and the smell of the curry leaves are coming through with the coconut oil, that's what we're looking for. The tempering process is used in every dish in the Indian cuisine, and it is the final rendition that gives it its final oomph to the. Lastly, what we'll do is to put about a heaped teaspoon of chili powder, and here we're using the Kashmiri chili powder again, so it's non-spicy really. Now it's non-spicy, but it gives it a good color. Tasting of it. has a hint of sweetness to it that's coming through, but yet it's sour, it's tangy, it's got just enough salt. Maybe we can just do a little bit more salt. Yeah, then we'll give it a nice swirl again. It smells great over here, and I can't wait for you guys to try it at home. We have it, our Mangosteen Pullissery. Now show us some love in the form of likes and comments, and leave us your comment. And if you loved it, keep tuned to Kara at Home on the YouTube's channel, and stay tuned for more updates, and ring the bell button if you love it. Bye guys, thank you.